We'll start from switching on network.
Just a second. Could we start again? Again, because we are recording the. So you said.
Şöyle gel istersen buradan daha iyi açılmışsın ya.
Basically, because all the computers are connected in the network, they talking each other, so we can shut down all of them using one button. So we go into the network and then shut down all. So yes. And this will switch off everything. After shutting down, we're waiting 5 minutes to cool down projectors, and there will be the message on the screen that there is another 50-second wait, and then you can switch them off. So we will wait those 5 minutes to see this one, and then we can start boot up procedure. Once projectors are off, I will not press, but I will tell you at the moment we're just switching UPS off. You see, computers are down because they were off. This one is power supply for the seats. So if we will switch this one off, everything will go down, all the power will be cut, and everything is off at the same time. Complete shutdown as well we can do with this red switch on the iOS, but this is emergency switch only for you. So if something is happening, fire or whatever, just bam, and it's shutting down the complete cabinet from the electricity. Another switch is on the pedestal. On the pedestal is CLS for rudders. It cuts off only power supply to the rudder pedals, CLS system. If it's
Do you mean that switch or is there another switch?
this one is for everything we will put the labels before qualification. There will be main cutoff or something. We will agree on the naming. Just for qualification and for authorities. Okay. Once we're waiting for the projectors, cabinet, power supply for the seats, UPS, MIP computer, visual computer, mixer for audio, amplifier for audio, and mixer for amplifier for headsets. Everything is preset. You don't need to do anything in here. I will show you a bit later small application where you can tweak something and bring levels up and down if you need. But we'll try to preset everything in the way which is the best for you at the moment. 4 adjustments for the speakers, front, center and back. I will give you as well document with the everything, with the pictures and descriptions, so you will have reference to go back to the document to see what is this and what for. That basically, if you need something, if you need bring volume up a little bit more or down, you can use one of those. But they should be more or less always in the same position, and you will have control from iOS just to mute and bring the volume down and volume up as well at the same time. We don't have anything for the lighting because we are not connected to this one, so I don't know. Probably you have to do something to switch on and off lighting or put the dimmer, like remote control, to switch this off. Okay, still no, 5 minutes. Projectors are still on, so because they're going down and there is waiting time. So yeah, let's wait to do this properly. Projectors obviously are almost maintenance free. There is air filter on the side, so every probably 12 months or something like that, you need to blow it with dry air, and that should be fine. LED lamps, it should be as well like 20,000 hours, so there shouldn't be any issues with that. If anything, yeah, we will try to fix it or replace. because the room is air conditioned, so there should be no problems with the aligning and blending and warping. At the moment there is little bit misalignment because we were doing this wall, so I didn't want to interfere with that one, but at the end of the day you see there is that warning, so power down 60 seconds. So after that they will switch off automatically. So we will align the projectors finally, that everything will be spot on. And as I said, because you've got quite nice temperature and stable temperature, so there shouldn't be any offsets even on startup. Maybe on startup little bit, and then after 15-20 minutes should settle to proper position. Obviously these are not expensive and super high quality projectors, so it might be some kind of fluctuations, but if something will shift, I will tell you how to fix it, how to improve it. It shouldn't be once it's set, it should stay for I think 10-12 months without touching it. But if something will happen, you will have that option. It will be done via software, so you don't have to go up and do anything. So this is okay. Now they are off. So they are blinking, and then they will go red projectors, and that will be. Oh, this is not blue. Yeah, now it's off. Okay. Once this is off, we can switch off UPS. This is vertical button. Just press and hold. Yeah, that's it. So it's
got everything.
Yeah, everything is completely dead at the moment. Next day, to start system up, press this again and hold. And this is starting. Inside, in the back of the cabinet, we've got PDU, which powers up devices with exact delay. We set them to give little bit of okay. This was a little bit too quick. I need to check because basically we need to give the time to the projectors to start up. Radek, zajrzyj no do tego PDU, bo ja mu tam poustawiałem te timingi, a on się nie załączył tak jak trzeba. Wszystko poszło od razu. We'll be starting with some delays, but something didn't trigger correctly because it should be those three should start first, 1, 2, 3. Then this computer and this computer 45 seconds later, because we need to wait for the projectors. Once they warm up, they settle, they're ready for connection, then we connect, starting computer.
When we switch on the UPS, the computers automatically power up. Am I right?
UPS automatically powers this PDU.
PDU, huh?
PDU should trigger with all the delays power to all the devices. So that comes from here to everyone.
So we don't need to switch on the computers by one by.
No. It's you switching. You're just pressing UPS and that's it. That's really complete procedure. Once UPS is on, then this one unfortunately is not electronic thing. You need to switch this on. Pressing this green thingy and is starting 400 volts. Sorry, 400 hertz, 115 volts. That for seats. So two buttons, UPS and this one. Then we're waiting for the system.
Tamam, geliyorum ben de.
So all the applications are set as well with the time delay. They are waiting for in correct order to be started. Everything is booting, so computers P3D is starting.
We order something to eat actually. Can we have beer? Sorry for this.
Of course, no problem. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we'll
Was it for town tuning?
yeah. But that's mainly as well to set up initial configuration, and that stays. One more thing to power on will be this compressor. Compressor is for masks, but because probably you will not be using masks all the time, I don't know, once a week or something, whenever you train those procedures, so it has to be on continuously. If you've got the day when you know you will be using masks, then switch it on. Normally it's built up the pressure up to set level, and then it's waiting, and then it's if you're using the masks, it will kick off, but it's very quiet. It's like some kind of that noise which is coming from the computer, so it doesn't affect at all. If everything is okay, you should have something like that after startup. The airport you are in, this is the default position. You need to save it in P3D. Who knows about P3D? So you know that you need to set up default scenario. So default airport, whichever airport you want to start always the session. You can select this airport, switch everything off to cold and dark, then save it as default scenario, which will be loaded every time. It doesn't matter which airport it is, but it's the best practice to start from cold and dark. And then you can do quick engines startup from iOS and reposition wherever you want. Always wait until everything is loaded before you will do repositioning. You touch anything, just once it's loaded, nothing is generating, then start. So once we've got this loaded, everything seems to be okay. Okay, this scenario is engines on, let's say, one of the scenarios, because you can save engines on scenario as well. And every time when you start it, you will have that kind of cockpit. Yes, it is. We will see. Okay. Software or maybe computers. As I said before, we've got MIP computers. This one is driving 3 screens in MIP only, and sound module. Some sounds which are generated, callouts, and those kind of things. Main computer, which drives projectors and runs the P3D simulation, as well as ProSim application. ProSim is systems. Whatever is happening in Airbus Logic, this is ProSim responsible. Scalarkey IO Profiler, another application. This is purely interface between ProSim, which is aircraft, and hardware. It's needed to transfer the data both directions. So those 3 applications are really mandatory. As well, this FlyLS, which is warping and blending, for warping and blending projectors. All of them, they starting automatically, so you don't need to touch anything to start. So as you've seen, all of them, they were started, and always they go minimized like that, so you can't see them. System is started. So, and then we've got one more computer which is inside of the pedestal, small PC which is driving pedestal, mainly MCDUs, and then we interfacing with that module via LAN. LAN is connected to the LAN switch inside the cabinet, like all other computers. Last one, small computer, is in iOS. iOS is the computer is installed in here. If it's all computers are configured in the way they will start with the power. Once they get the power, they will start automatically. You don't need to press anything. But if for whatever reason you need to press the on button, you can see it's lighting here. Yeah, you can see the blue one.
gözüküyor.
Yeah, so if for some reason that didn't start, you can try to press this button. Most probably you will never need it, but it is accessible just from this side. Or just by taking this cover out. There is one computer and some cables and nothing else. Really, computer is connected to those two touch screens. In this computer is used mainly for iOS. So whatever you see on the screens at the moment, and then you will have small application which will provide a little bit later for sound control, where you can bring the volumes up and down and lock the channels. Basically, instructor can lock the headsets to the, let's say, FO or CSI, just to have a little bit control. This one is starting automatically as well. So, because this application connects to that one, this computer is smaller, is faster, so it's starting first and it's waiting for the connection to this one. Once this one is running, it will connect automatically. You don't need to touch anything also. If everything, as I said, is perfectly fine, everything will start automatically. No need to touch anything else. Okay, that system is ready. Then you can do whatever you need. Move the airplane, do the session. It's fine. So that's the scenario without problems, yeah?
Yeah.
You said there is a computer inside of the pedestal and it drives the CDUs, am I
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Only CDUs? What about the
And
other
rest
panels?
of the rest of the pedestal. as
What
well.
about the other panels, for example, overhead and front? Is there any?
There is no extra computer for that. Overhead is connected. In MIP there is USB hub.
Okay.
So overhead and everything's from MIP, FCU, clock, auto brake are connected to this USB hub, and this USB hub is going to the main computer. Yeah. In this application, in this hierarchy, we can see what we've got connected. This application runs on main computer. To the main computer we've got connected LAR, which we called FCU, basically MIP, whatever is connected in MIP overhead, clock, RMP3 and ICP comes from overhead. Breakers panel and power control. Power control is small controller for side stick solenoids.
Okay. The red ones drive by
red ones,
pedestal.
red ones are red because they are not connected to this computer, they are connected to the other side. I will show you in other computers. So in pedestal computer we will have those green. All this will be in pedestal computer, those will be red.
Okay. Is there a debug mode so we can see the series position?
Yes, I will show you. Let me go to my. Okay, power on, power off, PC configuration. So that's more or less what is where. Okay, on main PC we said P3D, ProSim, Scalar key, and FlyElise, plus audio module from ProSim, which is responsible for the call-out warnings, all those things. This one starts as well automatically. There is lots of configuration here. If any of those is too loud, you can bring the volume down to match more realistic volume. How this is in the airplane. You can set every single one. You can switch them on and off as well, just by ticking them in this checkbox, so they will not be used if they are not checked in here. Yeah, on off. This is kind of standard things, warnings, callouts, and etc. By names, you can go one by one, and you can have a look what is this kind of stuff. This one is starting as well automatically. Obviously, there is some configuration inside DOM. Basically, we're giving address of the server where we want to connect and where you want to route outputs, inputs, etc. This will be explained a little bit more in the document. In the manual we will provide as well as reference. And that comes minimized as well on the beginning. Then on this one we've got only 3 displays from ProSim, Captain, ECAM, upper, lower and foresight. That's only this. In pedestal, as I said, we're driving this those MCDs and there's no pedestal.
There are 3 monitors.
3 monitors, yes. One left, one right, and one in the middle. The one in the middle covers ISIS and DDRMI as well. So it's like 21 with that kind of size of screen. You've seen the screen yesterday. It's installed. Okay, software.
How can we connect the pedestal computer?
LCD ekran gibi, ortadaki de bilgisayar monitörü gibi.
How can we connect?
Yeah, for example, TeamViewer or BNC.
Yeah,
Possible?
Yeah. Okay. Let's say everything is starting correctly and it's fine, but if something is not right, system started and you're turning the knob on FCU and there is no response, for example, or you're pressing autopilot, whatever, there is no response. So how to check it where the problem is? It can be hardware problem, that's mechanical issue, simply for whatever reason switch gone, or can be software issue. So to check this one, earlier on I did ask if you're using any like service laptop, for example. It is very useful to have something like dedicated laptop from which one you can connect to the system. I'm using always TeamViewer because it's very handy and it's very easy to use. For example, I've got different customers' definitions and these are for computers where I can connect. Because obviously we don't use 4 keyboards, 4 mouses and things like that. If you will be using laptop like this one, from this one you can drive every single PC and you can check whatever is happening there. Let's say if we want to okay, you asked about pedestal PC, what is in pedestal PC, so let's connect to pedestal PC to see what is there. If I will do both screens at the same time. This one, show monitors, come on, show it. Yeah. This is purely ProSim display, which is showing whatever should be on the MCDU screen. Now we can't do anything because whatever we will click, that window is on top, so we can't see anything. If I will do right click and there is quit button, I simply close that app for now. And now I can do something. I can check what is going on in pedestal, for example. And you see now we've got all the devices which are sitting in pedestal on green, the other ones which are not connected.
Is that one for?
Yeah, not the same, but
Yeah,
vice
I see,
versa.
I see.
Yeah. So whatever is connected to pedestal, it's in pedestal. And quickly we can see, for let's say we had problem with MCDU, buttons are not working. The first thing would be to check if it's green, which means it's connected to the computer, to USB. USB is communicating. If it's green, we assume power is okay, USB is okay. Then we can go back to okay, we will do on this one because let's pretend this is your service laptop. On the service laptop you will have application from me as well, which is normally sitting in the program files 86 Scalarkey IO Profiler, then tools, and it's diagnostic application. You can get the shortcut somewhere handy to have it accessible if you need. This is application where we can check all the devices connected to Profiler. This is just client, so we need to connect to this one, which is Profiler, but to the Profiler which is in pedestal. How do we know IP address? IP address will be listed in the document I will give you. Every single computer, every single device has got own IP address. So this one is 10.132.144 and 103. And there is colon and there is port number 53,000.
That missing.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hotspot. That's here. Okay, and if I will connect, I'm connected to pedestal. So you should basically all those devices to in the pedestal as green. And now MCDU is not working. Then we unfolding MCDU, and then let's go and press.
Left or right side? Which one?
This one is CS.
Left hand side.
Yeah. 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's say. You see?
Görüyoruz abi.
Yeah, when you're pressing anything over there, you can see green line, which means hardware is okay, and not only hardware, SDK is okay, so that the communication between hardware and Profiler is absolutely fine. Then you go into ProSim, because the other part is ProSim, which is software. And in ProSim, we can go to ProSim help input debugger. Where input debugger go to the
Yeah.
screen?
Mhm.
Oh no, it's here. Okay, and now if you will press again those,
0.
can be 0, yeah, fine. Just do it 5 times. Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
It's coming
Push it
key
and
S, CD1, key 0, etc. So, if there was software issue on the ProSim side, there would be no information in here.
Okay.
Nothing, no effect. If there is effect in this one, no effect here, so there is a ProSim issue. If there is no effect in this application, this is purely hardware. So in 5 seconds you can tell hardware or software. If this is hardware, you're calling me and we finding solution. If this is software, you're sending the ticket to ProSim and they will help as well. But this way you can tell exactly. If you see on that list, you've got all the groups fairly easily to identify. In MCDUs, you've got every single key button is exact name what it is. So if you want to check exactly specific button in the cockpit, you can find this on the list. First, which panel is that? Then you can find the button from the list and you can check it. So for overhead as well, overhead is maybe a little bit not that obvious, but has got always fire, flight controls, fuel, GPWS, so it's more or less the labels from the panels on the overhead, so which are, you will know probably. So we don't use those 54U, etc. name of the panels because they are a little bit confusing. This one is the strict name from the panel, so it's easy to identify. FNPT-II as well, so every single button, every single switch So that's the input section only at the moment. So then if we've got problem with LEDs, we do exactly the same. We're finding the panel. Easy will be, okay, so what's happened? We lost power or something. But anyway, let's say go back to MCDU again. There is not much in MCDU, but if you want to check all those thingy, I'm just clicking them, and if you look, they should light up on the, all the lights should be on MCDU 1. And that's exactly the same way. If LED is not working, you're ticking LED in the application, and if it lights up, that means hardware is fine. No problem with hardware. You go into the software. So that's LEDs, and then we do this place. This place is is there anything on the? I can shut down this one. For example, now everything should be off. They shut down because of the just take the filters. Let's do some pauses. Okay, and if I will type to FCU 999 and enter.
Yazdı mı?
No, sorry. Why this is not working?
Because
Because we are connected to pedestal computer, not to this one, so we need to send something to pedestal. So ATC, for example. Yeah, because FCU is not connected to this one, so we will get RMP and RMP 999. So this is RMP1 active. Enter. Yeah, so RMP active now. Sorry, standby is 99999. So we send the data. So that's this way we checking all the displays. So TQ controls, let's say engine 1, engine 2, trim as well. So if you remove the levers, so the value will change. So this is as well. We're removing the levers and there is no response. So yeah, you can check in here. So if the values are changing, that means again hardware is fine. You're looking on the in different place. So that application is very handy if you've got problems. But before you will touch this one, let's say after reboot something is not working, one panel or two panels are not working completely, they are dark or something like that. The first thing is to shut down everything and reboot again. It's rare, but sometimes happens that one of the panels might not start correctly. 99.9% it will be fine, but there is small chance that something will happen and it will not start. So the first thing is just reboot. If second time is exactly the same, then you're going into this one, then you're debugging this closer and you pointing the issue exactly where it is, because it's quite easy. If it's not green here, USB clearly, or there is no power supply. Check for this one would be take the panel out, reconnect the USB, reconnect the power, check again. If it becomes green, that's fine. If not, maybe panel is dead, needs to be replaced or something like that. But as well, you don't need to, if this is not green, there is nothing to do with software. So this is purely hardware issue, either power supply or either panel itself needs to be fixed. So there is no point to write to ProSim that panel is not working, because that's, you can see it's purely hardware problem. So few more sections like stepper motors. Stepper motor we've got in TQ. If we will put the speed, sorry, this is step 1000 steps. Steps are like in thousands, in units, from -400 till 1350, like -4 plus 13.5, just to reflect that scale. So if we will put that one and we will put speed on it, so this will start moving. And this must go exactly to the position we set. We set 1000, so this should go to 10. Yeah, it's 10.
Is there a way to calibrate the indicators?
Yeah, calibration is not here, calibration is in Prosim, in this case. If there is anything out. There we've got LCDs. LCD is only in overhead, so we can't test it at the moment. ADRS is that panel, so it's in the same way. Just you need to click on this one, put the text, and it will go. Now we can't do it because we connected to pedestal, not to overhead. So overhead is red, so we can't send anything to overhead. But if we will be in this computer, then we can do this. Servo motors are in, we've got only 3 in MIP, so we can't test them as well at the moment, but they are accu left and right brake. This one is for nothing, this one is for nothing at the moment. This is for the 737. So that's basically the application. Quite straightforward to use it, and but it's very helpful. Okay, so that's the full. Sometimes if there is sort of glitch in startup process and Prosim cannot connect to the profilers, especially the profiler which is remote on the pedestal, because something happened in the network. So you will have only one listed in here. Now we've got 2 because we've got 2 profilers connected. This one which is on main computer and the other one which is pedestal, which is absolutely fine. We need to see always those 2 in this configuration. So this is absolutely fine. Okay, so that's quickly problems findings. One very important thing. This hardware is totally brainless. So if software is not running, hardware is not showing anything. So sometimes people calling me that hardware is dead because backlight is off, panels are off. Did you start that software? No. So that's why. Software is sending everything, what we need to show, and if we press any key, any button, we're sending to the software as well. Without software, nothing works. So, for example, if you will start in the morning and everything is totally black, nothing is lighting up, so that means there is no driving signals from the software. So first thing is to see if Prosim is running. Most probably is not running, or if it's running, there is no connections to the profiler. It might be this one is running, but there is no connections, and this one would say red. If I will stop, for example, this communication in here, you see becomes red, and one profiler gone from the list. So that's clearly something is not right. Happens really rare as well that something will start in this scenario, that you don't have this connection, but can happen as well. If it happens something like that, we're closing Prosim. This button starts, is pressed automatically with the application when the application starts. But if you were checking something, because in this one as well, maybe, okay, but I will show you. This is as well like quick I/O test tool. This is more or less the same like in other place. but you've got only numbers. You don't know what is this. So, but this can tell you quickly, for example, if USB is working okay, because if that says connected, that means there is connection, physical connection with the device, and we can get the data. Whatever is green at the moment, that means that input is on. So that's probably encoder or rotary switch, which has got always stayed on at some position. If you see everything's green here, this is basically something wrong as well. Something didn't start it correctly, and all the inputs are reported to the system as true, which is not possible in normal state. Never all inputs are true, because there's always encoder, there's always momentary switch, for example, so they can't be all of them on simply. So, and if you can see like groups more than 32 switches green in the blocks, that might be as well problem with the device. Usually quick fix for that is just repower the device, power down everything, then power up. But if that happens again, that this is clearly as well is saying that something happened in the device and all the inputs are sent wrong to the system. That will, if that would happen in overhead, you would get all the core lights, for example, on, all the lights on, all mess up. Loads of warning, different things, because all the inputs suddenly are on in the overhead. That will be big mess. Okay, so we've got this connection back. Any questions so far? You will have
How can
probably
we
more.
start the MCC screen software?
How? Okay, because we closed MCDOs.
Yes. Because
Okay, that's a very good question. Okay, to have some sort of overview what should be running on the computer, always we're putting always shortcuts in here. So all those applications on the back, yeah, obviously without this, they should be running. And if you need to restart something, like close ProSim, restart ProSim, so you don't have to look somewhere, it's always there. So you're just clicking on this one and you restart. Let's go back to pedestal. So you see this one is red as well because ProSim was closed, so there is no connection. You see now becomes green and it says one client connected. This one is still waiting for the connection because this one is not running. If we click on this one, you see that becomes connected and that's connected as well. And on this one, so what we do, we just minimize this. And then on the taskbar, we've got two MCDOs. Start always from this one because if you click this one, it will pop up on this screen. Yeah, so just click on this one and once more on this one, and they will start. How do I know they're running? Okay, this one is display something, but if there is cold and dark, so they are black. If you right click on this one, it says connected. So that means they are running and they are connected to the ProSim. If I will close ProSim, that becomes red, not connected. That connection is important. They are communicating via IP address as well. So in configuration, we're putting IP address of this computer because that talks to the ProSim. Okay, so that's back ready if we need to use them. I can close TeamViewer and go back to this one. Any other question? Okay, quick maintenance. There's not many moving parts like in Boeing, for example, or those big simulators, so there is no lubrication, there is no really like hardcore maintenance needed. Just keep everything clean, wipe the dust, don't use anything aggressive, no like solvent-based liquids. The best, which works always, is just normal glass cleaner on soft cloth, just steam spray on it without pressing anything, just gently
Softly.
wipe out soft cloth, and that should be in this one. There are two rails underneath. To get the access, you would need to take those covers, so this is 5-6 screws, and then you can slide this back. That would need some lubrication, let's say once per 6 months probably. It depends as well how much you're using. If you're using this really lot, yeah, you can do it every 3 months. That depends. I would say let's do it after 3 months first time, and you can see inside if it's very dry, or this is just bearings, rollers, so any not the liquid lubricant, something how this is
Grease.
yeah, kind of grease, yeah, exactly. Something more like greasy type, and as well not too much. In here, just clean rudders. There is a couple of moving parts as well, but I will need to provide you the drawing with the points to duplicate also. There is no access to side sticks. These are real side sticks, though most probably you don't have to touch them. We clean them for installation. They are a little bit lubricated as well. There is some oil dampers and some gas dampers, so once it's clean, one is just lubricated. Seats as well, little bit lubrication. There are guides on the bottom, but this, you know, seats are exactly the same as you're using this one, so that will be the same maintenance procedure. On the projectors, as I said, this is just dust from the filters. On the booklet, there is drawn where the filters are. I don't think they need to be replaced. It's just blow, dry, and that should be okay.
Okay.
I think that's for the compressor. There is booklet as well, a manual how to do it. But this is dry running compressor as well, oil free with dry air outlet. So, and this will not be working all the time. Most probably so as well. No problem with that one. Glass screens as usual, glass cleaner and soft. Don't press, just gently. It can work. Update without asking. That's obviously related to certification. Certification is done to the date, and all
What
the
about
software needs to be.
navigation database or
Navigation database is something else. I am talking about P3D, ProSim, our software, adding scenarios and things like that. This needs to be consulted with the guy responsible. Probably your compliance manager will be talking to Alexander Schaffler from FNPT, and they will agree what can be done or not, how it needs to be reported or something like that. Basically, we're not touching anything. We log the Windows updates as well, so there should be no Windows updates. Windows update is allowed only on this computer because this was nothing important. Navigation databases, it will be done automatically every 28 days with all the cycles like normally. So this will be done via ProSim software, and basically when the time will come, system will do this automatically. You don't need to do it. You just need to check it if update was done. If, for example, that date passed and there is no update, so then you can report to ProSim and they will check why is that. But normally that happens automatically. When you start the system, that as well is important to have system connected to internet, because ProSim checks the license details and checks the updates if needed or not. So actually that's only one update which can be done. No changes in ProSim, no changes in P3D, because these are very important elements which can affect the certification process and all the documentation. Support. Normally you're getting 12 months, I don't know how long, so Frank will know how long warranty is and if this is more than 12 months by the agreement. But anyway, if anything is related to the hardware, you're contacting me at Scalarki Electronics. So we'll need to get, I don't know, I will be contacting with you or with someone else. Sure. It doesn't matter, just we will exchange the contacts. And if something is not working, especially that initial 3 months, let's say, I will be like main contact for most of the things. So you can ask me any questions regarding the simulator if something is behaving odd or you think something is not right. So you're contacting me. Then after that time, we will separate. And if this is very complicated, I mean, if this is question purely related to the system's logic. Let's say you're pressing the button X and something should happen and it's not happening. So yeah, that's basically logic. So this is purely ProSim. So if there is that kind of question, or you're expecting that behavior, or you're seeing that differently, you think that behavior of the logic is wrong. That's as well nothing to do with hardware. So you're reporting this to ProSim as well and discussing, and if this is really wrong, so they will fix it.
I'm not sure we have directly contact with ProSim.
So you will get it. So after all this, after probably as well before qualification, there one more person will come, Mark Foti from ProSim.
Nice.
He is very deep into the systems, and he is part of the ProSim systems development team as well. He knows about iOS systems, so he will give you a little bit more specific info about if you have any questions. So, and then you will get direct contact to the person who will help you with any sort of problems. At least you will get address to the portal where you can submit the tickets, submit tickets with the issues you can see. So, but that's basically. We are working obviously not 24/7. So, but this will be agreement between AV85 and you guys. So, whatever they will agree, so we will try to fulfill those agreements. And yeah, that's pretty everything's questions. Any questions?
No.
No, actually, thank you.
Yeah, it's I will give you my WhatsApp number.
Yeah.
So if you will have whichever sort of issue, so just WhatsApp me and I will try to help, because I've got full TeamViewer access from my office, so I can log into every computer, so I can check, or I can point you where to check. I can show you something, so it should be quite easy to fix. I will show you one thing as last. Radek, możesz wziąć płaskiego śrubokręta. Where is the problem in pedestal? Can you see any problem in pedestal?
No. Just now?
Yeah.
No.
Just have a look again and you can see something wrong.
Işıkları yanmıyor.
Bunun mu?
Dur bakayım, açılım şeyini bir...
Pedestalda bir sorun varmış.
Okay.
Just onunla.
This one.
Can you yeah, there is no backlight in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This one
all the
has
panels.
this, right?
No, there is no display. This is just dummy.
Yeah.
That
Normally
that's
this switch should be momentary. When you leave it, it should turn to the normal
yeah,
position.
we're looking for that switch. Is horribly difficult to get it, but I'm very close. this one will show you how the panels are done. So every single panel is separate like in real airplane, but there is no so many wires like normally in airplanes. So there's only 3 connections at the back of each panel. This one is exception because this is just backlight. There is no any electronics or logic, so it will have only backlight connection. That's it.
There's backlights. I can see.
Yeah, you see. So that was something. Yeah.
Tak, nie jest ściągnięta maska z tego.
Yeah. So basically this one is working, but there is the cover on there is masks cover. If you would see to inside there is, for example, this one is connected to this one to this, and there is only few like flat cables like this, and that's it. If you need to replace something, always those external screws, the big ones, they holding the panel to the structure. The only one exception is TQ, because TQ is those screws, and then on the sides we've got 2 on each side. So to get TQ out, you need to take those 2 out, remove the screws from the sides, remove those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and that it will come like that, complete unit. So, and there is only 1 USB connection and 1 power to this one. So you're taking this out, taking 2 plugs. Let's say if TQ is broken and you need to replace it. All other panels are quite easy to do. The same is in overhead. Each panel is separate and each panel has got 1 flat cable and 1 backlight. So you're just taking the 2 connections. Obviously this needs to be done with power off, because this is data bus connected to each panel. So we need to take the panel power off, put the take the cables out, put the new panel in, cables, and screw it. Each one is separate module. This one comes as a 1 bit, including this one as well. Up to here is 1, ADRS is 1, fire is this
Do
one.
you have
So
any spare recommendation? Which panels should we keep as a spare, or do we need any?
Because you are close, let's say in Europe, and shipping delivery time is not very long, so I would say probably there is no need to keep anything. But if you feel safer, if you've got something, so there would be FCU, MCDU, 1 RMP, 1 ACP, probably 1 ACAM panel, and that's really it. The ones you MCDU you're doing all the time. FCU you're doing more or less a lot. RMP, ACP.
The products are same, I think. They have different
firmware. Firmware inside.
So I cannot use this one from this. I cannot swap
just,
actually.
You can, but you need to reflash firmware, which is quite easy. Just laptop and small application, and 5 seconds and done. So if you've got spare FO, but CS is gone, so it's easy to reflash the firmware. You don't need to wait for extra device.
Where is the place the pedestal computer?
Pedestal computer is at the back of the pedestal under ICAM.
Okay.
So if you would need to access computer in pedestal, then you're taking out ICAM panel, so 8 screws on the sides.
Okay.
And then you're taking the panel out, and then you've got access to the computer. Do we do any flights? Any more flights today, or
No,
no?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Okay, so we can, if you don't have